What's up, everybody? How are you? It's your boy Bill Forster, Real Talk Chronicles, and I'm with my boys today. With Kevin Branzetti, my co-host, and my other co-host Richard Williams, and I think we got Ty coming in, and Chuck might make a guest appearance. Who knows? There's so much going on. First and foremost, I hope everybody is staying warm. It's official out there. I haven't seen snow like this since '96, and I haven't seen this kind of cold weather since phew, it's been a minute. It really has.
Since
So
Porterfield Coast.
say what?
Since Porterfield Coast.
Yeah. It's really been something. So please check on the elderly. Uh, do what you have to do to make sure that you're accommodated. I don't know if people have to go to work or not. If you do, then just do what you got to do. I wish you all the best and stay warm. I know cars being dug out and stuff like that. And nobody got time for all that. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So, um, how you making out? How you making out in the cold, Kev?
I'm doing well. I got a roof over my head and I got heat. It's
Yeah,
cold, but whatever. It's cold outside.
and that's exactly. What about you, Rich?
Same here, brother. Got a roof over my head. Heat is pumping like the projects, boy.
And that's what's important. We need Project Heat in this time of day, you know. And it was so funny because, like,
Kev would know nothing about that Project Heat shit.
Yeah.
listen, let me tell you something. If he walking around his house in his shorts and the t-shirt, then he know about that Project Heat. Because otherwise than that, you know,
I definitely understand it. Didn't
yeah,
live it, but I understand it from working.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Stefania, how are you? She says, yeah, enjoying the snow, perhaps. Exactly. Yeah. She said, how do I sign up to be a panelist? I'm ready to work. You ready to call some controversy, Bill? I mean, controversy. Stefania, whenever you're ready, we'll,
We'll send
we'll,
you the link now.
we'll
Yeah.
Kevin will inbox you the link right now. We'll inbox you the link right now. Please, we would love for you to join the panel. You know, what's up, Ty?
Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Happy New
Happy
Year, my brother. What's going on?
How you doing? How you doing, Kev?
Yeah,
Doing well. Doing well. Thank you.
That's
Stefania,
good.
we can
How
talk
you
about
doing,
Nicki
Rich?
Minaj too. Anybody that I guess I don't know. I think we had,
Oh, it's my
face.
man.
What's going on, Rich? How you?
What's good, man?
Uh, New Year, new weather. What more can I complain about? And we under Trump's rule.
Yeah, right, yeah. Listen,
So what's the subject?
let me tell you this. This is the one thing. We got a few things to talk about. Stefania, okay, I'm on the gym now next week. Oh, look at you. You got us all excited. We thought Stefania, the great Stefania, was going to join the show tonight. And he got us all excited. We thought we were going to finally talk to you, sis. But it's okay. And that's all right. So listen, we're going to get right to it. Um, Ice, you tell me what you want to talk about first. Ice, you want to talk about Madani? You want to talk about
Hey, listen, man, we gotta talk about ice, man.
all right. So first and foremost, I know Kevin's going to, I think, pull up the shooting because we've already talked about that. And come to find out, Kevin, you can correct me. Ty, Rich, you can anyone can please fact check me or correct me. I heard that training is only like four weeks or 7 weeks or something like that.
It's about that.
Go ahead, Kev. What are you gonna say?
You guys talk. I'm going to Google it and research. I don't know.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
It's a
Everybody,
little.
go
It's.
ahead.
I think it's a little more than 4 weeks. They train down in southern Georgia
Yep,
and
yeah,
in Brunswick, Georgia. Same place. Uh, ATF and Federal Corrections and I think one other agency. I'm not sure, but
yes,
yeah, because they're under Homeland Security.
yeah. Also, too, I think it's been mentioned um, that they are some of them have felonies, or no, I guess they're not felonies. They were Proud Boys. I don't know to be corrected or
I read that too.
yeah, or fact checked. But the thing is, I guess if they were pardoned, that makes them eligible for to do what they do. I know, Kev, you can check that out too. But the
So
bottom line is, if I look at these guys, and I mean, the three of us all had 6 months of training, right, in the academy, right, where we
It was
learned.
that long?
wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough, right, Kev?
Right.
Well, I
And
would not to cut you off, Bill, I
no, go
wouldn't
ahead.
say it
Go.
wasn't enough. I would say that the curriculum wasn't uh, situated properly for the way society and culture is set up in New York City. I think
Right.
it should have been set up a lot better. I thought about this the other day. Between police science and social science, they really should have had a lot more role play interactions. And but I think part of the issue was a lot of times the instructors didn't have as much experience as they tried to portray, so that would have been difficult. So they could have brought in people like us who were retired, experienced, or those who were not retired and experienced to come in and do role plays with them. You know.
Yeah, and I think role play is important. We get role play everywhere else, but except the extent of really doing um uh that kind of interaction. You know, you may have a what, Kevin or Ty, what we have 1 day or 2 days of at the TAC house or something like that, or all the things
Mm-mm.
that we really need.
They
That
didn't even really do that. Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like Stefania said, ICE are the modern day Gestapo, and they are literally terrorizing people. So when we look at a unit that has so little training, and you can see it how they interact with people in the street, they really don't care. They have a larceny in their heart, and when I say larceny in their heart, I'm talking about such a big disregard. My personal feeling, my personal feeling. I see a lot of some former officers that I know that piss me off, and they have a right to their opinion, but they're talking about God bless ICE, and you want to clump law enforcement, and you want to clump FD in there, but let's understand exactly what ICE is doing. Now, let me before you guys say anything, I'm gonna give my
Hmm.
personal opinion, which is not the views of you three, right? I
Hmm.
think they're the modern day slave catchers. I don't like them. F ICE. F this ICE, not the ICE that has really done jobs in the past, right?
Hmm.
This ICE right here, I have no respect for. I really don't. I don't like the way you're interacting with people. You're taking kids. You're just going up to people and you're asking them for ID. If and I've seen an ICE agent with with broken dialect ask somebody for ID. Like really? So like let's keep it a buck here. So I think they have been given permission to do what they want to do, and they've just run amok. They really have. And I personally, like I said, I have a disdain for that. I don't like bullies, and I just see people doing what they want to do, and then you justifying killing the lady. What is her name? Amy North. Was that her name? Yeah, but the lady in the car, you shoot her, and you justify the shoot. Then now you shoot another man, a nurse that has a right to carry, right? He didn't pull his gun out. They took his gun from him. Kevin, you can bring up the video. We could just definitely look at
We'll go
that.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you want to justify talking about you can't bring gun to a protest. Well, you didn't say that about Rittenhauser. You didn't say it about anybody else. So let's kill a hypocrisy. And I'll go to Rich first, and then I'll go to Ty, and I go to Kev. I'll let you go last. And I got sound effects and all kind of things. So if we talk too long, I can shut shit down today. Watch this. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, you've missed the new sound effects, Ty.
Oh yeah. I got sound
Not a
effects
toy.
now.
It's
For
Yeah,
Rich,
yeah.
for all
that's
of
for
us.
Rich.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Uh-huh.
all of us. Okay.
Wow, that's what it is. It's for me.
Go,
All right,
go ahead.
I agree with what Bill said, except for one thing, right? You said this is not the same ICE. That guy that was the head of ICE that they just shipped out back to the West Coast. He's been a part of ICE since day one, right? And he was running ICE.
Yeah.
So when you say this ICE, he is that ICE.
But
Now,
I said that because I think there's just been
hold
a
on,
more.
Bill. No,
Okay.
you can respond. You can give me your rebuttal later, all right?
Okay.
Because you got this horn thing on you, all right? Now, this ICE has recruited the Proud Boys, right? So you got the Proud Boys, you got insurrectionists, a part of this, and these are the guys that Trump is shipping out to go to these cities that's predominantly black and Hispanic to hunt down so-called uh, um, illegal aliens that are criminals that have committed all these heinous crimes, which is straight bullshit. Now, Stefania tapped on the part that this is the modern day Gestapo, because everything that Trump is doing that's in his playbook is the same thing that Adolf Hitler did when he took over Germany. I mean, he's gotten rid of and putting people in place that can't check him. I mean, the number one thing he did before he even took office was everybody that was in his previous administration that turned on him, he made sure that if he put you in position that you wasn't going to obey the law or the Constitution, you were going to obey him. The DOJ is a part of the government that enforces the rulings of the courts. Don't matter what the court says, you know, they telling him, yo, you can't take people overseas, he's doing it. They say you got to bring them back, he's not bringing them. Whatever you tell him to do, you're leaving it up to the DOJ to enforce it. And they're not doing that because they're loyal to him, not the Constitution, right? So we're living in a time where it's straight crazy, where there's a movie out now, well, it's been out, called Civil War. I suggest y'all watch that shit because everything
I saw it.
this is what's going on right now. You know, and now there was a time where, you know, shooting white people that protested was taboo. You're not gonna kill no white person. Right now, they're killing up white people. I mean, they doing them dirty. They not just shooting them, they doing them dirty, man. And they're wondering why, you know, they got to call for everybody to come out, including black people, because this is the fight we've been fighting. We've been telling you this type of shit's been going on to us, but there was always this, oh, well, you know, what did he do? You know, blah, blah, blah. We don't know all the facts. And blah, blah. I mean, the same stuff that they did to us, they're doing to these white people. And they're trying to fight for their rights that they elected this man for. I mean, this whole thing about, you know, the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, and, you know, this is what they ran on. And now they're flipping it back saying, oh, you can't bring a legal firearm and carry it to a peaceful protest. I mean, it's crazy. You know, I don't know what they're drinking or what they're smoking, man, but, you know, they are really trying to just get rid of this whole system that we have in place where everybody gets treated equal, allegedly. But now they're starting to see that they're not playing fair. I digress.
You muted, Bill, or I didn't hear you?
But you didn't
Yeah,
hear what
Ty.
I said?
Yeah, Ty. No, I heard everything you said. That's
Oh,
why
I
I said
couldn't hear
Ty.
you. Now you're back. Gotcha.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ty.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Rich is basically on point, and Bill as well. I think what Bill was referring to when he said ICE of previous, uh, ICE from when we were on the job and we were working, they were more geared towards uh, the deportation of criminals that were coming out of jail
Yes.
that
Yes.
didn't that were here either illegally or uh, they were here because of birth or came young and their paperwork was not in order, which which qualified for a good number of people. Also, they used to pair up with NYPD and local and other agencies,
agencies. Yep.
and
Mhm.
and geared towards going after violent criminals, and as well as preventing reentries. So you had a lot of individuals back in the 90s and early 2000s that would come in, they would get deported once they got released from jail or prison. And then what would happen is somehow, some way, they have organizations, which they still have, where they would get fake IDs or fake passports or visas and enter back into the country. And ICE was geared towards fighting that. What you have now, where they're out there behaving like modern day Gestapo, is something that has not been seen, not even when during the crack era of NYPD. Like, yeah, we were rounding people up, but we were in targeted narcotic neighborhoods, and we knew a lot of the targets and those who weren't targets that were involved. If we snatched people that weren't involved and they were the wrong individuals, believe in at least the cases I was involved in, and other cases of people I knew I worked with, they let them go. You know,
Absolutely.
this what's going on now is insane. You know, they're stopping people who are actual citizens. They're just based on how they look. You know, they pulled over my neighbor the other day, who's a light skinned black man, and just checked his as a checkpoint. Just checked his license, and I think when his license didn't show that he was Hispanic, just gave his license back and let him go. So I mean, the whatever tactics they have is not working, and they need to stop this nonsense sooner than later.
Kev, thank you, Ty.
Good evening again, gentlemen. So I got a whole bunch of things I want to say. I want to say about a long-term picture with ICE
Go ahead, take your time. Uh-huh.
and immigration in general. But first, I'll say this to start. Both shootings are bad shootings. Are they criminal? That's going to be the debate in life. But neither one should be shot. It is an easy and a fair statement. My immigration thoughts. I don't care how many of our friends, brothers, and sisters from down south come across our border into the country. My thing would be let them come, take their names, take their ID, take their fingerprints, whatever DNA, whatever we decide is the right way to identify somebody. And if they get a job in say 90 days, they could stay, get a job on the books. I don't and let the free market decide how many people can come here and work. I have no issue with the amount, zero. If Ty has 14 relatives who live any country on the planet and he wants to sponsor them and he's going to pay for their care and their living, I don't care if Ty brings in 14 people. Don't care. All of that to me should just be done on the up and up. Unfortunately, we have watched, you can go back 25 years. We have seen a Republican-controlled White House, Congress, Senate, a Democrat-controlled White House, Congress, and Senate. Nobody's done anything with immigration laws. Nobody's come up with a policy. It's either some super extremes on this side and super extremes on this side. One side now wants to lock up everybody, and the other side didn't want to, throw out violent felons, which to me is absurd, right? Like, you're a felon, you're in this country as a guest. That goes back to things we learned as kids. When you're a guest, you're on your best behavior. And if you're not on your best behavior, it's time to go. That's kind of the way it works. So I think we should be doing it that way. Bill, we discussed this last week. When this first came out of the roundups that were going to be done and they were putting a quota, I don't have to work with these guys at ICE to know that's not good. We have seen that firsthand from our experience in the police department. I've seen that in narcotics where we're locking up 5 guys and putting them through the system for smoking a joint and sharing it and charging them all with possession and sale.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the supervisor I worked for wanted that overtime of 5 people instead of doing what we were supposed to do in narcotics, which was actually go out and look for drug dealers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And then on transit sweeps where they were ruthless, and where lots of people should have been stopped, maybe questioned, maybe given a summons, but we put them through the system because that's the only number that counted. And
Yes.
we were unmerciful at times with this. So I've seen it firsthand that way, and I suspect a bit of that's what's going on here. None of us have spent a week working with ICE. My belief is there are a lot of good ICE officers out there in this year, Ty, right? We have not spent a
Oh,
week.
okay.
ICE
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
We're not out in the street with them. We're not seeing what they're being told. We see clips of this and that, and we get shown what we're supposed to. And same thing with the protesters. I think the majority of protesters are good people, and I actually think the majority of ICE workers are good people, right? That's my belief. Nothing more than my past experience with just with humanity. Like I think the majority of most people are good people. So that's just that end of it. I will say this for being an ICE worker, while we're in this perfect storm and the storm's not over, they're going into cities and towns where the mayors and governors don't want them. There are protests and things going on. ICE agents are not equipped or trained to handle a protest. And it's not supposed to be their job. That would have been our job, right? The three of us. That's a cop's job. A lot of these communities are refusing and not giving them that police support because they don't want to be seen as working with ICE. Well, that's got its ups and downs. I get the protest part. I get complaining about it. I'm with it, all for it. But we've hit a point where we've gone to two really far end sides. The ICE agents, the Trump administration is going after everybody who they legally can. Right? The law's on the books. If you came in the country without proper paperwork, it's a crime. It's illegal. It's on the books. We can call it undocumented, but it's still an illegal in the end. It's not a crime any one of us would ever arrest anybody for. And I don't think it's a crime you should be arrested for because we've allowed it in this country for so long. I think it's a crime that should have been, we should have something different. But I gave you my immigration policy thoughts. But right now we're in this perfect storm of they're going after them and the mayors and governor there are fighting it. And we're not giving them the police to be the buffer between protesters and ICE agents. And that's where the police should be. And we're making ICE agents do this. ICE agents are, I've been on the side of that, right? Where you're being assaulted, where you're having fireworks shot at you, pee bombs thrown at, urine bombs thrown at you, rocks, glass, bottles, all these things. These ICE agents they're on edge. Right? The guys in the field who aren't getting sleep, who are on edge, who are being tasked to do something they're not trained for. Of course, this is a recipe for disaster. Right? What would I like to see happen up there? I like to see the governor and mayor and the president come to a thing of let's only go after the violent felons in that community, and the police will be there to protect and stop, be there to protect the whole protests and things along those lines. I like to see us come to an agreement. What I don't see is the adult in the room looking for that. What I don't see is anything that looks like it's going to stop. We're putting our feet in the sand saying, we're right, you're wrong. And unfortunately, the people in the middle, good people, get hurt. Good people get thrown out of a country. Good people get families torn apart. Good officers are treated also badly. Like I said, I think there's a bunch in there who are going to actually really good officers who are stuck in something. We don't know how many of them fight from internally on what's going on. We don't know how many of them, actually use their heart and make sure things happen properly. Like the three of us did in our career when we were a part of things. I got some real good fights with some supervisors over nonsensical arrests. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I got thrown out of narcotics because of those fights.
Yeah. Right. So, Kevin, you said something very good, and then I'll open it up for us. So first, let me just say this. Let me give it to all of you guys. There were great answers and comments. So, Kevin, you said something that makes a lot of sense about coming together, talking and stuff like that. The mayor, the governor, and the president, stuff like that. But the thing is, here we had a president that sent them out there, right? Maybe starting from the top, maybe he shouldn't have did it that way, right? Or maybe if you want to send ICE out there, get the violent felons, right? But then he changed the game up when they started playing cards. He went and said anybody who's here illegally is a criminal. Yeah. That's not what he said in the beginning. In the beginning, he said we're going after the violent felons.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? No, I'm just saying. I'm just talking that this is the thing with. So he changed it up, and then all of a sudden, now you got Jose that's been working 20 years here, still trying to get his citizenship, but the system is all jacked up and whatever, and maybe he procrastinated too. But he has a family here, kids is in school and stuff like that, and he's doing day labor and he's working in a restaurant, and now you going and picking on him, and then you snatch his son up too, like yo, you're just doing too much. You're doing too much, and then you're being disrespectful about it. And now what we see is the worst. We don't see the ICE agent that's telling somebody, "Oh, please put your hand behind your back," and the person is like, "Okay, you're right." We don't see the ICE agent. I mean, as we're talking, you can do the percentages. Google. The last time I Googled, it seemed like it was only 8% of violent felons that they've arrested, and since they've been doing this, that's 8%. I mean, you could do the math. You could fact check me, but the thing is, where's the violence? Somebody smoking marijuana got arrested for open container. Like, really? That's what we're doing? And then now you do beating up. So back to what Rich was saying is where people of color have been going through this. So now they made the Latin people the new blacks, right? And if I'm gonna put it out there like that, they made the Latin people the new blacks. And they going at them crazy. Now they're starting to come back after some Americans and stuff like that. They're going after them.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
Bill, can I say one thing, man? Because
absolutely
talking about the elephant in this room. You can't tell me that everybody that's come here illegally is somebody of color.
I was going to bring up the same. I was going to say the same thing, but go ahead.
Is somebody of what?
Of color.
Of color.
Oh no, you got the Europeans. Yeah,
that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
You deploy people in neighborhoods of color, and you're identifying them based on their color, right? Before you even approach them, you say, "Yeah, he looked like he's Mexican, or he looked like he's from Somalia. Let's approach them." Like you said, this whole thing was about getting the criminals and all of these people that are committing crimes. If you know they're criminals, that means they're on the books and you know where they are, or at least where they're supposed to be, right? And you go there. These people jumped out of helicopters in Chicago. I mean, they jumped out like they was in Vietnam or something, right? Now, I mean, tell me that there aren't white people here that came from Europe, that came from any place where white people come from, that are all, and you're telling me they're all here legally, and none of them have committed a crime. That's bullshit.
And it's not just
nobody. ICE is targeting Europeans. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, please.
No, you're not. They're not targeting Europeans. They're not targeting Asians. They're targeting people from
well, they went to Chinatown.
the Caribbean.
They went to Chinatown.
They went there, but it wasn't a target like how they're going after people from Africa, from the Caribbean, or from Central America, or from South America. It's not the same. But I was going to say this though, and Kevin brought up a very good point. When we hit the streets, back in the 90s and the 2000s, right? And we were doing narco roundups. I don't know how it was in transit. But the one thing that we as individuals have to take into consideration, we may not have been doing it like we see ICE doing it on TV, but there may have been individuals out there in our department that were. And we didn't have the video coverage and we're looking at it from a standpoint that we're the enforcer and not the civilian, and how civilians may have referred to it or looked at it, they may have saw it the same way we're seeing it on social media now or on the news, as how when we would hit areas and target and round up three or more individuals, you know.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, I mean, I think it's just sad. I think as a humanitarian, like just any people, like you're seeing people getting shot now,
Hmm.
and you know, you're shooting them with some kind of mace spray or elephant spray. I don't know what kind of horse spray. I mean, it's just I just think it's sad right now. Like I think you know we're gonna have this is real talk. There's some black people that I've spoken to been like, yo, it's good that white people are experiencing what people of color have experienced for years, right? Now the thing is, if we're going to evolve as people, then I can't co-sign that. You understand what I'm saying? But
I would never co-sign that
that's
for anybody
that's
to
what I'm
get
trying to say.
killed. Yeah.
As evolving as people, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, it's so sad, but it's happening to the people that are trying to stand up for the rights that we all agree on. It's not
Hmm.
happening to the person that wearing the MAGA hat and loving ICE and stuff like that. So, like, let's cut it out because there are some people out here in this world today that we work with and we haven't worked with or we don't even know, and there's people of color also that co-sign what's happening right now
Hmm.
because the way they justify it is saying, "Oh, Trump is doing what he said he was going to do." Well, if that's all right, if I tell you I'm going to kick somebody's ass and I just go in a place and I just start kicking everybody's ass from old women to old men to kids and stuff like that, does that mean I was right justified in just kicking ass? I'm supposed to be kicking the ass of the person that I'm supposed to be in there looking for. So that's my whole gist on it. We can move on to something else. Anybody else got some comments? We can talk about Nicki Minaj, whatever. Rich, you want to say anything before we keep moving?
What happened with Nicki Minaj?
Oh,
I mean,
she go, yo no yo
I missed something.
no. We'll have Kev Google it real quick and you can see for yourself. Oh my God, she's just like basically she's just like I love Trump and God bless him and
Huh?
he's the best thing that ever happened to the world and everything. Like yeah
She's of Trinidadian descent.
yeah. And I heard she doesn't even have a citizenship, but it is what it is. So
I'll never care what a celebrity says. Like, I just
absolutely,
don't care.
Because you don't
Meaning,
know what motivates it. Yeah.
yeah. So let me ask you a question, Kev. I'm glad you said that, and then we can open this up. Recently, the NFL, NBA, I guess, and NHL have all asked their athletes to come forward and express their feelings on what's happening right now. So far recently, we've seen the NBA do it. I don't know about any other sport yet, but what's your take on that, Kevin?
Hmm.
yeah, I've always been a believer sports should stay out of politics. For me personally, I want my sports and my entertainment separate. When I want sports, and I want to get away from this. And when I want entertainment, I want entertainment, and I want to get away from this.
Separate from what, man?
What?
When you say separate from what?
From anything with politics. I don't watch sports to hear about politics. I watch sports because I enjoy the sport and need that time away from this.
Can
Politics
I
and
can I
everything.
interject?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I interject one thing? Just let me say one thing though. I understand where you're going with it, Kev, but here's the problem. What's going on in society and in culture today affects every parameter of this world, including sports. And you can't have sports, individuals who are in professional sports ignore what's going on when it affects them personally,
Yeah.
their families, their neighbors. They can't. and to top it off, what's going on right now as far as immigration and targeting certain individuals, it affects the leagues because every single league has individuals in it from other countries. And
Absolutely.
I'm quite sure maybe they have a in or easier way or attorney that handles the paperwork or the process quicker and better than the average Joe Schmo. But trust me, there's an interest, and that's
Oh,
why everyone needs to be involved.
let me clarify this.
Hmm.
That's my thing. Of like, I don't want to see it, don't want to watch it because I just, like I said, I want to break. I also believe they all have a right to. They absolutely have a right to say and express their views and their opinions and protest any way they want. That's their right as Americans.
But
Absolutely.
I think they're compelled to do it more so than a right. A right is the law. Yeah, they have a right, but I think they have more than just a right to do it, and that's just my opinion. You know.
Meaning, I'm not going to get angry or protest because they're protesting during the game or because they wear a T-shirt or they wear something on their shoes or like I don't care.
Or oh,
Right, right,
okay,
They're
right, right.
allowed
okay.
to. I'm just giving you my overall thing. When I'm
No,
in that,
no,
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely.
I
Okay, I
don't
mean,
want to be in
yeah,
that zone, and I talk about it usually at the end of the shows about we all need downtime.
yes,
The world's tough. That's part of my downtime, and I want it free. That's just me, but I won't be upset.
Hmm.
I'm not turning it off because of it.
well,
Hmm.
that's good because you're different than a lot of other people, and a lot of people I've seen that we work with, and then I'm gonna bring Rich in that have said, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this sport. I'm not gonna watch this athlete anymore because he goes against my political views," and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, not you. I'm not saying you, Kev, because your thing is, listen, I don't want to hear it because I come to you for entertainment. But if you say it, you have the right to say it. And I get that. I respect that. But there are people that are saying, oh, if you don't think like me, that like, oh, well, I don't want to see. I mean, it's just like when the president went to Yankee Stadium, and I guess the guy, certain administrations, Levine and all these other people, they embraced it. So I guess they are Republicans. And then, Judge, I saw him shaking Judge's hand. Now I don't know if Judge is a Republican or not, but the bottom line is, I guess as the captain of the team, he had to save face. So I've never seen Judge. I've seen Judge wear a Black Lives Matter shirt in the wake of a lot of stuff. But like I said, I don't know. I didn't be like, oh, I hate you, Judge. You should have took the stance that I may have taken. But maybe as an employee, I couldn't have taken that stance. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah, that's a tough one, and I respect Judge his decision either way. I wouldn't hold it against him or for him if he shook his hand or not.
I mean, he did. So that's why I totally agree with you on
That's
that. Yeah.
a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a fan of Bill Maher, and Bill Maher had talked about it. He had a meeting with Trump. Bill does not like Trump, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't meet with him and talk to him and try to,
Reason with them.
reason with him, have a discussion, give your side of things, right? If he's willing to
You
sit down and talk with you, you should take that opportunity instead of publicly bashing him of sitting down and talking with him. Do I think it's
he's
going to
not.
change his mind?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, Ty, but
I
would
know.
I sit and talk to him? Like that's a tough, right? I'm definitely not an ally or fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Stefania says ICE is going to be at the Super Bowl. I want to see what the players have to say, the owners, etc. You know, she also says what's crazy is that these migrants are paying taxes. She says in Brooklyn, what did she say? In Brooklyn, they're going door to door. It's unbelievable. Wow, that's crazy. Rich, what's your thoughts on athletes speaking up? You agree, disagree with it?
Well, not just athletes. I mean, I heard.
Well, anybody. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard what Kev said that he doesn't believe that anybody that's in entertainment, whether it's an athlete or actor or musician, that to speak on certain things because you don't know what's motivated behind it and all that. I mean, throughout the whole civil rights struggle with Martin Luther King, we had all of these actors, entertainers that were coming forward to fight against injustice, because they had notoriety. People look up to people whether you want them to or not. That's just like Trump's got all these people that look up to him based on what he believes, right? And they follow him. He was a celebrity before he became the president. He was on his own TV show. The what is that? The Apprentice. You know, he was doing stuff with what's that? With the girls thing, the pageants and all that. So he was a celebrity before he became president. You know, so was Ronald Reagan. You know, these people have a following, and you have people that look up to you and admire you based on your work or whatever, and they attach themselves to your beliefs, right? So you can't dismiss the fact that you have celebrities that have influence. Look at Michael Jackson. You got people that knew who Michael Jackson was that didn't even have a television set, right? So he had a level of influence. Now, what he believes is what he believes, and everybody speaks to whatever they want to speak to, whether it's something good or something bad, and that influence is there, you know. But if somebody is speaking to something that makes sense, they could probably reach masses that, you know, may ordinarily take a seat on the side when they should be involved. I mean, we all should be involved. None of this shit is good, and nobody should be sitting on their hands and acting like, oh, well, I ain't got nothing to do with it, or, you know, I don't want to be involved with it, you know. It's crazy because nothing means shit until it happens to you, you know. The minute it happens to you, then all of a sudden you got views, you got opinions, and you want other people to assist you and all that shit. But this world is really for everybody. Now, I don't believe anybody should suffer none of the stuff that we went through, you know, in this country. I'm talking about this country. The stuff that African Americans went through in this country for hundreds of years and still going on to a degree. Maybe not at the level that it was going on back then, but it's still going on. I mean, the stuff that happened to us happened to Jews in 4 years, and they still talk about it. Never forget. But they're taking our history out of these. They're taking our names off of these bases. You know, we had World War II, World War One heroes whose names were put on these bases, and they took them off from these Confederate people. All of the bases were named after Confederate soldiers that committed insurrection against this country. And you have people here that are of the white persuasion that believe that they should be left there, that this is a part of their culture, right? You got the people today that are saying that, oh, all of this stuff that's happening to us, what are we talking about? You know, it's not happening no more, but it is. Now you got some white people that are coming up that are talking about the shit that's going on because it's affecting them. This stuff is affecting everybody, and some of the stuff that was going on with us didn't affect them. But now the stuff that's affecting them, they're jumping out. Hey, let's protest, and we got to all do this together. And you're right. Well, we supposed to all do this together when it was happening to us too, and nobody was moving on that. So now
No, that
maybe we're
was
in a space where we can all help each other now because we can see the common enemy is what's going on now.
You know what's so funny? Let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on supposedly what's the guy that's in charge? Greg something Bonvino, whatever. That I think they just asked him to step down or move to the side.
Yeah, that's the guy they shipped out. That's who I was talking from ICE, right?
Yeah, ICE. And what do you think about? They keep asking for Bondi. They're asking her to step down. What's your thoughts on that? I'll start with you, Ty, and then I'll come to you, Rich, and then go to Kev.
absolutely. Bondi should be forced to step down. she should be fired and taken out of her position.
Mhm.
The individual who they transferred out, I think he should be relieved of his command. Uh, and to capitalize on what Kev said and Rich tried to say is anybody who has a platform, like this is a platform that we're on, and is for justice, to stand and speak for justice.
Absolutely.
And we all have to come together regardless of race, color, creed, or
Political parties.
political affiliation, and stand up for what's right. And what's going on right now is definitely injustice.
Absolutely. Rich?
Well, you know what? Remember back when black entertainers were so popular with white folks that they would be able to perform for them, but then black people weren't able to sit in certain seats or even come and sit with white folks.
Rich, we weren't born then. That was just you.
Now, you know what? But this is the thing. It's funny, and it would be funny to you, Kev, because that's not something that you would experience, right? But to me, it's not. You know, these are things that are serious things, and then people lived and died for this shit. Now, Ray Charles and some other entertainers who are entertainers that mix their politics with what was their belief. I'm not going to perform in this shit because you're not going to let all the people sit together, all the people participate, you know? And that's to the point of this shit. You know, I mean, we crack jokes on here all the time, but certain shit ain't funny, you know?
Nah, we get your point. We get your point, Rich. Thank you
So
for that.
all I'm saying to you is nobody should be resting until everybody is addressed. These are problems that white people, black people, Hispanic, all of us are experiencing right now. And until we all get on the same page and stay on the same page, not just because it's happening to me, if it happens to Kev, I got a problem with it. If it happens to Ty, I got a problem with it. If it happens to Bill, I got a problem with it. I'm not gonna sit on my hands and say, hey, listen, man, I'm gonna stay out of that shit. You know?
Absolutely.
It's funny, but you know.
No, I was laughing because you said if there's a problem with me, you're gonna stand up for me. You wouldn't even come meet me when I was in New York, but it's okay. I just get.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Rich.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Is it okay if I come to Bill's?
Yeah. Yo, Kev, what's your thoughts on it, bro?
So I don't know if firing any of them does anything. Who's making this call?
What do you mean you don't know if it's firing that does anything?
Rich, let him finish, man. Let him finish.
If Kristi Noem, the head of Homeland Security, Tom Homan, the head of, he's the border czar, resigned today, are you telling me Trump's going to hire somebody who's not going to follow his directive of we're locking them all up? So what does firing them accomplish?
Okay, what's the alternative then, Kev?
It's not them.
There's no alternative as long as he's in office.
That
was the realization everyone should have come to before the election. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Kev.
But that's it. That's why I'm not sitting here. You know, they do what the boss tells them. And the boss tells them we're going to arrest people for being here illegal, for being felons, for being this. But being here illegal is on that list. Whoever's hired is going to do it. Or they're not going to be hired.
Right.
So I don't see what firing them does. I clearly see if there's at the end of this term, there's a new president firing them all. Yeah, of course.
So basically, you make a valid point. It's almost like just putting a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches. It just, if you fire them, really what's going to happen? It's not going to change the trajectory of their work or how they go about their business.
Under the Giuliani administration, we were cops. We had several police commissioners. Did the policies change?
No.
Not a one.
We still got zeros. I told somebody that when I was having a conversation with somebody, not to deviate so much, but I was having a conversation with somebody and they were talking about, oh, Giuliani. I said, Giuliani was the worst. I said, cops love cops. They booed Dinkins that gave us more money than almost anybody except Kerry. And they booed him, right? They still didn't care the fact that he gave us money.
I'm sorry to put us in that rabbit hole. I didn't want to, but I was just giving that as the point.
No, but I'm just talking about, like you said, no matter what they do, no matter who you are, sometimes it's still like, and I'm just talking about Giuliani gave us zeros that still affect my pension, your pension, and Kev's pension to this day. Zeros are zero. You can't change that.
I think what would be a good message to come out of the Democrat leadership in DC would be, we want to sit down. We agree that violent felons should be, removed from this country. We want to be a part of it and we help, and we don't want the rest, and that's our goal. And I think if they made that statement, it backs him into a corner. Because right now it's like I said, it's the all or nothing, both sides. It's the all or nothing, and I think 99% of us agree violent felons should be thrown out.
Yeah, like, I don't know. We all agree with that. And let me just say this, but why?
What about Caucasians thrown out from Europe?
Yeah,
because we still ain't talking about that.
He said violent felons, Rich. Violent felons. So that's across the board.
Yeah,
across the board.
So before we deviate, real quick, I have a question. I have a statement. Give a shout out to the union workers on strike. I mean, the hospital workers, the nurses. Like I want them to get their money. I was talking to a nurse recently, and I heard what they're trying to offer them. Like they don't have like health care. They're trying to offer them $45,000 a year, and you do what you want to do with it. We all know how far 44,000. That's that what's that? What's Trump's bill? That purple, the blue bill, or good bill, or some shit, whatever it is. It's not Obamacare. So
for people in the healthcare industry to have to fight for healthcare
makes no sense. Exactly.
There's a lot of things that make no sense that have come into play now under this administration. I'm telling you, bro. Like,
that I don't think has to do with the administration. That's the city, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but
overall,
we can pick that up next week. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the nurses because they are frontliners. You know what I'm saying? They're first responders, and I think they need money just like everybody else needs money. I mean, but the thing is, they take care of me. The last thing I want to do is go to the hospital and I got a disgruntled nurse sticking a needle in my arm.
They're the ones who save a lot of us because they're in the weeds and they're paying attention and they know what's going on, and they make sure nobody.
That's the moral of my story. Yeah. Now let me get to the big elephant in the room before we get out of here. Let me ask you a question. I'm not asking if you voted for him or not voted for him. What's your assessment of the president since we haven't been here? What's your assessment of the president and what he's done, doing, should be doing, not be doing? And, I'll start with you, Kev, and then I'll go to Rich, and then I'll go to Ty.
It's a fail. That's the quickest, shortest answer I give you.
Yeah.
The man is the least presidential president I've ever seen.
Yep.
It's a child in the office. There's some things, and I'm sure there's a couple of, if I really did some work on it, there's some policies and things I'll agree with him, but I can't agree with him because he's him. That's it.
I know you told me something, and I'm gonna move to Rich. You told me something one time when we was talking sidebar. You was like, "Yo, Bill, I'm not even into this politics right now. I'm just trying to veg out and do what I'm doing on this side of town." And I commend you. You steadfast to that. Not that you would have deviated just for the show or anything like that.
Stay off the politics on like social media. I don't.
Yeah. Rich, are you there? Or
yes, I'm here.
Okay, you want to give your take on the president and his 100 and some odd days in office?
Well, he's staying true to his word, man.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's what I was
know,
gonna say.
Yeah.
the guy is being honest with who he is, and I'm not mad at him for that.
Yeah.
I'm actually in a space with him where he's one of the most honest guys that I know. Whether you like him or not, he's telling you what it is. You know, you got people that in politics, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, and I'm not trying to get into that whole Republican Democrats because they all the same. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when he ran for office, you know, and they was talking about this tax thing, and the first thing he said is, "What are you talking about? You benefit from the same shit you want to roast me on, you know, and you didn't do nothing about it when you were in office,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know." So he's being 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not mad at him for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what I'm not understanding is how you can watch this man say what he's gonna do, then he does it, and then you like, wow, I didn't know it was like that. You know, no, he said he was gonna do it, and he did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah, Stefania has said, unfortunately, guys, most of these celebrities are brought and paid for, so they are standing for nothing. I'm going to say this before we get off, too, but I'm going to say it right now. There's the little technical problems I'm having with Facebook and YouTube. So right now, I think we're kind of just really streaming from YouTube, and that's not a problem. So I just ask all you guys to go to YouTube after, and then just share it to Facebook, and just tell your people to watch it. That way, you know, maybe this is a blessing in disguise and stuff like that. Even though, you know, we were averaging over 500 views on Facebook alone, plus what we got from YouTube. But the thing is, things change. I don't know if they're trying to change me, but they can't. I'm old. Let me tell you something. So,
And controlling the media, Bill.
oh, absolutely, brother, absolutely. Who was up next? You, Ty? Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess they put you in Facebook jail. But
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
but
tried that already. Yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
but like Rich said, the man is doing exactly what he told you he was gonna do. And I'm a firm believer when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. You know, and he's doing that
Yeah.
basically. And it's unfortunate because all the individuals that voted for him and all the individuals who didn't vote because they felt like they didn't want to see a woman in the White House or didn't vote because they said, what good is their vote going to do? Well, here what? This is what your vote did. Not making a vote, not standing on someone that was uh, the correct word I think I'm looking for. There was more geared towards benefiting society than benefiting secret society.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it.
Yeah.
hey, but
Yeah.
can I say one more thing before you go?
Sure. Please.
No,
What
no.
he also did was he exposed people in my circle that I didn't know, like Earl. I gotta say his name, like Earl.
Yeah.
That's the guy who came on who was a Republican?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh, that guy
emboldened
was.
these people to come out of the closet and show you who they really were.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, so that's another thing that I appreciate about this guy.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, he took the covers off of a lot of people. All
Yeah.
of those
Yeah.
Mhm.
people that talked trash about him before he became president, you know, that said, oh, he was going to do this, he was going to do that, and that's the wrong thing to do. Guess what? They 100% behind it now.
Yo, you know, what's so crazy, what I've seen on social media, and I've really tried not to comment on certain people's page because it's their page and they have the right to say what they want to say because they're not addressing me. So that they do. It's just like, damn, this is what you thought. But I've seen people come at each other like people of color. I had somebody comment on something I put up.
Power on.
Oh shit. they're coming after me. No, they stop. No, they stop. No. I've seen somebody post something. I posted something yesterday. Somebody, African American, say something. Then I went to his page because I was like, wait a minute, is he really saying what I think he's saying? And then I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, boom. Then I saw a Hispanic, a Dominican who was an immigrant until he was an alien, and then he got his citizenship. And then he's talking about, loving, ICE and everything and stuff like that. And his own cousin was like, yo, my man, you forgot you were alien, you were immigrant. Like, like help me with that. So I what's so disheartening is that I've seen people that you go to war with, and you fight with them on union issues, pays and stuff like that. But I guess the sad thing is when it comes to politics and things of that magnitude, it's real different. And I guess
I can't hear you, Bill.
Can you hear me now?
I got him.
Yeah. I wish we all fought for equality, like we cheered our teams. When we all for the same team, I don't care what ethnicity you are, I don't care what language you speak. If you going for the USA when they're playing in the World Cups and stuff like that, we all USA. Or your homeland or your motherland. If it's the Yankees, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Jets, the Giants, the Eagles. When I'm close to Philly, let me tell you something. United. When I'm in DC, the DMV area, the Ravens, the Redskins, they stand. New York is the only place I go. I see people. I go into the Harlem Tavern and they got every other jersey but the one that's the hometown. So I mean that's really just my thoughts on it. Next week, we won't.
I don't know why I'm not hearing them.
Oh,
I can hear you, Ty.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ty.
And I hear
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
And I hear Rich.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ty.
I don't hear either one. I only hear you.
Oh, you only hear Kev?
I don't know what happened.
Well, you can who can you hear? Kev?
Who can you hear, Ty?
Just you.
You can't hear me?
I see everybody, but I can't hear.
Oh, we're closing shop anyway.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
Man, then I can say a whole lot of shit about Ty right now, then, huh?
Well, Kev, tell Ty since he can't hear us, but we can hear him. Tell us to give us some positive affirmation, and we'll chime in either next week or the following. All
right, Ty, you're up first. Some positive affirmations to close out.
Well, thank you, Kev, because I can't hear anyone else. But
tell them we heard that.
I can't hear you, Bill.
I
think I gave my positive affirmation earlier that regardless of where we come from, how we were brought up, the things that were instilled in us in our households, we honestly need to come together and combat this injustice and these policies that are being imposed on us before they come into your own home and affect your family. I'm a firm believer of something I learned a long time ago, and that is you prepare for war in a time of peace. And right now, to a certain degree, it's still a time of peace. Don't wait for it to become a time of war for all of us before we all stand up and respond to what's going on. We all have to do our part or something now to prepare for it.
Absolutely. Rich?
I hope you guys heard me.
Gotcha, Ty. And Bill, you missed Bill's new toy, so he gave an applause.
Yeah, I gave you applause.
Oh, okay. I heard that. I just don't hear Bill. I heard the thing that sounds like a.
All right. And just tell him, Rich,
Kev,
tell him to share to YouTube after the show. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Share it after the show, and Rich is up.
Yeah, Rich is up.
All right, I'm going to piggyback on what Ty said. But
Kev, I can't hear him, and I'm not mad.
I'm going to piggyback on what Ty said. I mean, you could be his interpreter if you want to. But
Oh God.
preparing for war in a time of peace is over. The war's already started, right? And there's a saying in the streets that goes back when my father told me once. Said when somebody's doing something to you or taking something from you, he said never ask for nothing that you are not willing to take. So if we want peace, if we want freedom, we got to take it because they ain't gonna give it to us. And that's it.
My man. Kev?
All right. Well, my usual thing is, look, times are tough. This is stressful. There's only so much you can do, and we'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
But you owe yourself some time off from this. Everybody knows me. I like to get out into nature. I like to hike, even in the cold. I'll be out there this weekend, Bill.
Tell,
Get some good pictures.
tell my girl I believe for her because listen, Malika and I care for y'all a
You
lot.
should
But
take Rich with you, Kev. He might learn something.
Yeah. But find your thing.
Listen,
Whether
I'm
it's
the senior on this. I'm the senior on this show. I'm older than all you bastards.
I know that's why we're looking in on you tonight. We want to make sure you're okay in this cold weather.
yeah. Man, I'm sorry. It don't want to stop now. It don't want to stop.
Have an outlet. Spend some time with friends. Spend some time with your neighbors. Play a game. Watch a show. Do something else. Take a day off on the weekend. No news. No social media. Let your brain recoup a little.
Yeah.
I look forward to the day where we actually all have politicians we that inspire us.
Maybe we'll talk about that. What politics
and women like the group here start running for office, we're far way off from it. And so I look forward to seeing people I know and good people out there running for office to make change. You got to be part of the change. I appreciate you all.
I appreciate it. Well, if I'm running for office, all of you guys are coming out of retirement. I'm trusting you on that. Let me tell you something. If I run for office, because I'm gonna put you all to work. Let me just say this before we get out of here.
I can't hear you. So
Bill,
all right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.
All right.
First and foremost, I thank my buddies, my co-hosts for all being here, spending their time with it. Like I said, there might be some trickery going on, but like I said, when you go to YouTube, look up Real Talk Chronicles, and share it to Facebook. That way we can't be stopped that way. That way people still can see the content of what we're saying, because depending on who we are, depending on what they see, does not stop from what we say. You know what I'm saying? And how many people see it. But we're going to make sure that the powers that be embrace this social media. I thank you guys like always. I appreciate it. Anybody please inbox myself, Rich, Kev, Ty, any content you want to talk about it. Stefania said if we're here next week, she's coming on. If not, whenever we come on, Stefania, we got to bring you back. I appreciate you all. Everybody stay warm. January is over. February is coming up. We're just trying to bring you some more content. I've lessened the content for the quality. I just didn't want to water anything down. But listen, we can always come back. Once my crew's here, I'm rocking with you. Everybody, foster the moment with positive vibes only. That's Real Talk. I'll see y'all later. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Let's see. I should have did my thing, but I didn't do it.